20 more pounds on the dome to see if they can make up for the DA. So they put 20 more pounds on the dome to see if they can make up for the DA. That's on the pass. 8:14, 160.
Should have checked that before I started. Okay. My mic audio wasn't inputted. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do like a podcast style thing where I'm just going to talk and you guys are going to analyze the data with me. So we're going to start with just showing you how fast we went with our stock bottom end 5.3, which was 8:14 at 167 miles an hour. So I do have the clip. I'm going to play it here.
So they put 20 more pounds on the dome to see if they can make up for the DA.
I'm going.
That's on the pass. 8:14, 167.
167.
Woo!
Woo! Anyways, and then I have all my time slips here too. So I can find the relative time slip. Not that one. Not that one. That was the one I just opened. Should have organized this better, huh? Ill-prepared Kyle, as always. Did I even download it? Nope, apparently not. Okay, weird. Anyways, we're going to start from the beginning of our day. As you can see, I got all this stuff here. I have our Holley V5, and I have our first pass here. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and go through the videos and through the what we went through with the data, and we're going to try and put something together that you guys can follow and just, you know, play this while you're at work, and you'd be like, oh, that's how they went fast. Track day. So we started out our track day pretty slow somewhere. I'll put this over here so you can see what I'm looking at. As you can see, nothing is really organized. This looks to be our first pass, which was the big wheelie. You stopped the TJ Hunt video to come over here. Oh, yeah. We're going to wheelie big here. It wasn't that bad. And then I let out of it, probably at the 1,000 foot.
906, 113, coasting through on the back tire.
So really that wheelie wasn't so bad. I didn't realize that I did ninja kick it twice here. This is our pass. Right here is the trans brake on. You see the green button right here. So when we're looking at the data, what you can really do is you can go to where your trans brake turns off. You can actually zero it right here in the top. And then if you zoom back into your data, you'll notice on the top that you're a minus 0.56 seconds. That's pre-trans brake. That's where the trans brake comes off. And then anything after that is how far you are into the run. So if we go over to our first throttle drop, we're 0.48 into the run. So we're like half a second in. And then our second ninja kick was at 0.48 into the run, which is at the 60-foot mark, because I think we went I think I have this one here. I wish I could just scroll over with these photos. I think this is the time slip here. So we went 132 to the 60 foot and then 90. So we actually went 545, which is pretty close. Put that over there. Oh, I gotta close all this stuff. We went 5.45 to the 8th, which was like before we went to Rimby. That would have been our personal best because I think we went like 5.51 was our fastest or something like that. I don't remember. At 131. And then we just let off at the 1,000 foot and we coasted to a 9.0 at 113. But you can see that we went 132 to the 60 foot. Right here is 1.48 seconds to the second ninja kick while we're still on the back tires. So we definitely crossed the 60 foot on the back tires. And then we can go, and actually what really settled the car down back on the wheels was I accidentally hit the rev limiter in first gear, which is up here. So going through our log, some of the main things we look at are fuel pressure, which is not great, to be honest, because our fuel pump's probably running out of flow at this power level. Our intake air temperature sensor, our ignition timing, and air fuels and boost pressure. So we put 33 pounds on the dome, and we actually got 39 pounds of boost or something like that. This is going through second gear right here. Shifted early. My rev limiter is actually set to 8,000 right now. And yeah, you can see that we're about 4 seconds in right here. And keep going through third gear. 30 pounds of boost is what we hit. The DA was actually a lot better on this last run. Or this first run, sorry. It was... Yeah, it was 2,500 feet. So keep an eye on this. Later on the day, we actually get down or up to like 4,000 feet. And then if we keep scrolling through, it looks like we got out of the throttle right around 6 seconds. So a little bit after the 8th, because we went 5.45 in the 8th, we got out of it around 6 seconds, and then we coasted to a 9-second quarter mile. So we were making some power down low. This is log number 1, and then we can see what changes we made to the next one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the next video, and we'll see the run, and we can go from there. Yep, that's Tokyo. What a guy. Okay. Like I said, none of this is organized, and this is actually how I edit it. I just go through and pick clips out of it. I'm looking mainly for my car on the line, which is... I might throw that belt back on. This one. Back in the right lane again. Or the left lane, sorry. I think I spun here because Nick said I was way out of the groove. Looks like I'm pretty damn in the groove right here, though. Put the spicy tune-up in it.
That's your fault, Captain.
Tokyo wants to go back to the rev limiter right here. What do you want to know, Tokyo? I think it's 78, not 8,000. It might have been. I might have uppered it after. That's 78.20 right there, Tokyo. It might be 78. You might be right. I don't know if I upped it after or not. See you, Terry. So that last pass... I wonder if we have any data on it. No, let's not save that. Open data log. So that was number 1. This might be number 2 if we got data. Maybe not. Some of them, I don't know, for some whatever reason, we don't get data on them. This might be it. Yeah, it looks like the 2 big pedals when we spun. So if we go over here, we were launching at 40... Looks like 4,200 RPM-ish. I think we had it set for 4,300. And it looks like when we let off the button, it was right around 11 pounds of boost. Later that day, we did find out that 4,109 pounds of boost was about all we could throw at it. I did use a boost builder, if you watch here. So the boost builder in the Holly is pretty neat. I have it activated to turn on at 5 pounds and turn off at 10 pounds. So as soon as we cross this 5 pound mark, you see where our ignition timing right here is 24 degrees. As soon as we cross that to 5 pounds, it drops to 14. So once you start igniting the fuel later than the optimal time, it starts igniting the fuel kind of out of the exhaust valve. And that expanding gases going out of the exhaust valve actually helps spool the turbo up so you can make more boost just sitting there. Andy, I have my log set to start at wide open throttle. So it starts usually in the burnout box. And then I usually get my run most of the times. So you can see at 5 pounds, we were at 14 degrees ignition timing. I was just playing with the boost builder because I don't really know how to use it that well. But you can see once we cross 10 pounds that it will actually switch off and we'll get our full ignition timing back. And then we let off the button and it spins. And I pedal it and then it spins again. And then I just coast to the end. So I don't think we got any data from that one. Let me get some water. I'm not used to talking this much, so my throat does get dry. And because I'm used to wieners in my mouth. All right. So our next video, we have to look through all our things again. This was the last one. This truck, watch this truck. Is it too loud or anything? Oh, I said most of the times because sometimes it'll mess up where like I go full throttle in the burnout box and then I have to stop. And then once I get on full throttle again to do my run, it logs a little bit late and it just cuts it off a little bit. It doesn't happen often. Most times I will get the log. Watch the chassis separation on this truck. It's weird how good it separates. See it lift up there? That actually drives the tire into the ground. You want that. That's good. Most people think like squatting is good in a drag race car, but you do want some weight transfer, but you also want the chassis to separate because it drives the tire into the track and actually gives you more traction. Weird things that I've learned over the years. Well, not over the years, over like the last 4 days. Ish. So our next run is right here, it looks like. Oh, okay. This is where they stopped us in the water box because someone flicked up a piece of concrete. Yep. You guys catch that? You can hear like one two-step pop because I was like, maybe if I hold it on the two-step, it's gonna blow the tires off. We won't get any data from it at all. So I let it get up to the RPM that I wanted, but it didn't build the boost that it was supposed to build. So instead, it just pops once, and then we leave on really, really shallow boost. So, hear it? It usually goes when you get on the two-step, like, and that's when it starts, like, building the boost pressure. I let it hit once, it was like, and I left. So. Tokyo Shaky.
833, 165. Yeehaw.
You don't sound very excited for my personal best, Tokyo. Huh? What is that? That was my personal best, bro. You didn't even get super excited. What number is this one? 102, so it should be this one. It looks like the run. You can see there's first gear, second gear, third gear. So we'll zoom in on our stuff. And look, this is where I left off the trans brake. Usually this is like do for a little bit. So if I open this one, nope, the one after that. See how we let it build the boost here? It started bouncing around off the two-step for a while. If we open our other one again, it didn't have any time to bounce off the two-step. So once again, right here, our trans brake is off, the gray dot. So on, off. We'll just zero it out because it's easier to analyze that way. And it looks like we hit the two-step right here, around 4.9 pounds of boost, 5 pounds, 5.2. It was starting to build boost, and I was like, nope, there goes the button. So we left on 5.9 pounds of boost. And you can actually see it because it drug the motor down a little tiny bit right here. And it didn't really catch until like a little bit after it. Luckily, our turbo spools up fairly decently, and by 1 second, we're at 17 pounds of boost, which ideally in a small motor cubic inch motor like mine, you want to have boost and the turbo live as hard as you can, and you want to leave on as much boost pressure as you can, because the time it takes to build from 5 pounds of boost to 35 pounds of boost that you want, that boost threshold is actually a really long time. And no matter how much dome pressure you put to your wastegates, it's the motor that has to build that pressure. The wastegates aren't even opened at all. They're just there. So if I open our I don't have our file here. If I opened our file, we're actually commanding 35 pounds of boost by 0.1 of a second. I mean, by 1 second, but we're never going to reach that threshold because we're not spooling the turbo fast enough. So really our boost ramp is how fast the turbo can spool. We're asking for it all right away anyways. That's why ideally when we get to the track, like, I'd like to have someone behind the laptop eventually, maybe. I like doing it myself too, but somebody who can get the car to leave on 15 pounds of boost and ramp that in super quick. So instead of waiting, looks like the end of first gear, 30 pounds really only comes in somewhere around right here, 1.6 seconds. It'd be nice to have someone who could ramp that boost in for us by like 0.8 of a second. It might help our 60-foot very, very slightly, but then you'll have that boost already in, and overall, that's the way to win the short track racing. But like I said, I left a little bit early because I didn't want to waste a run. The track isn't known to be the best track around for prep-wise, so I left on something that I know we would get some data out of. If you follow our ignition timing, this is just the timing that we run on our stock bottom end. Looks like right around 27 pounds of boost, 18 degrees. If you'll notice down here in the middle, when we're in the lower RPM range, the ignition timing is a lot less because we try and keep the rods together in this thing. Although that's pretty high right now. Only 10 pounds of boost. We take all the timing out of the middle, so you notice that in the middle here, around peak torque, 5,000 RPM, the timing is lower than when it gets up here on the top end, because you want to save the rods in the thing. I ordered a Terminator X for my Mustang finally. Tokyo, love the wheelie on the cooler. Helmet's tight. Okay, here's first gear. We shifted probably early, 7100. Like I said, our rev limiter set to 8000 or 7800. I don't have a shift light in the thing, so I'm doing it all by ear, which probably not the best. Shift drops down to 65-ish. And up to second gear, 73, shifted early again, apparently. I really need to get myself an air shifter. I think that would help a little bit more. Our shift drop is actually down to 65 again, so almost 1,000 RPM shift drop. We could probably get a different converter in there, and it would help a little tiny bit. Looks like we're seeing 31 pounds of boost on 40 pounds of dome pressure. And then I've noticed this in all my logs right here, right around the 6-second mark. And I think it's a bump in the track because I can feel it in the car. It feels like doop, like it chucked something, but I really think it is a bump in the track. And it looks like we crossed the line around 7,600 RPM. I must have held it out because it's 8.5 seconds. I must have held it out a little bit past the line. Yeah, 31 pounds of boost. This is like the motor's happy spot. So this is before we started abusing it. 31 pounds of boost. We could run that all day. 102 degrees Fahrenheit intake air temperature. As the turbo gets less efficient, you'll see this number rise a little bit because it's going to start blowing more hot air. 18 degrees of timing. You could probably be like 2 degrees more timing on C16. And air fuel's dead on. So our air fuel's Holly take the wheel. Holly auto learn. Alien Trash Kitty. Oh my god, is that boosted lifestyle? Andy Bliss, air shifter. The Holly can control that too. Yep. It can control it in V. They actually have a parameter for it in V6. Not in V5. I think you have to use like a custom table. But the 373 gear looks like it's perfect for what we're doing because 7,600 RPM. That's that run. What did we do next? I believe we blew the tires off next. Maybe. Our boy Russell here friggin' blew his shit up, so now it's all up to Brian to make it up.
Russell's gotta beat me. God damn it.
Yeah, Russ blew his shit up. Oh my god, he read my comment. Show me your titties now. Oh, our True North Turbo sticker.
True North Turbos, baby. Angry Beaver.
Man. This one.
We're gonna try same thing as last time. Next, we're gonna line them up to the left of the groove.
Yes, I would need the expander module because I am out of input
Last run it
outputs.
left on 5 pounds instead of 10.
How's the volume here? Is it good on your guys' end?
Let's see what it does this time.
Johnny Long Dong. I don't know. This is the first time we went live in a while, I think. Oh yeah, that was a wheelie. And I let out of it.
897, 117 with a nice wheelie, nice pedal.
So Nick actually lined me up crooked. If you watch it, like throws me. See how I was like going towards the wall? That was Nick's fault. Look at that wheelie though. And then you can hear the blow off valve right there. Get our data log open. That one was 341, 342. Yep, looks like it. But I believe we also have a time slip to correlate with this as well. So I believe it's this one. So it looks like 123 to the 60 foot. I believe that was the front tire that hit the 60 foot marker. And 543 to the 8th, which is kind of like our first run, but at a little less mile an hour, but that's because we had a really good 60 foot. So we threw the book at it this time. Just trying to... How can I put it? We threw the book at it just trying to get the 60 foot short track time down. Obviously we wheelied, and at this point we realized we had to add some weight to the front end. And, oh, this isn't even the run. Stupid ass. Which run was it then? It was this one. 124 60 foot, so it's still 124 60 foot. That was because I pedaled it and dropped the tires down. It still went 545 to the 8th, which is the same that we did our very first wheelie pass, but at 132 mile an hour, so a little bit more mile an hour, and then we coasted to an 8.9 at 117. And you can see that our elevation DA is going up, so we are 3,000 feet above sea level, and then this is 3,700 feet DA. So if we go here, find our 0 point. Trans brake off. We'll zero it out. Zoom in again. So as you can see, we switched from our last run. We actually let it bounce off the rev limiter for a bit. And it looks like we left on 10.9 pounds of boost. Oh, I went too far. 10.8 pounds of boost. Front end lifted, and I kicked it right around 0.7 seconds. I kicked it. Oh, I got all the way out of it, and we still went one. Like, I wasn't even in the throttle anymore. Was this our... This might be our spinning run. I think this was our spinning run. I don't know anymore. So run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that seems right. That was probably it. Oh, we were on the second channel. I was wondering why none of us were mods. Also explains why I didn't get a notification. Yeah, I try to do the live videos on the second channel because I for some reason I feel like putting it on the main channel messes with the algorithm or something. What up, Ameritude? Bowder is definitely a troll. All right, what run was after this then? Because obviously that wasn't a solid run, but I think we wanted to throw the book at it this time.
Wanna line him up, Nick?
Oh no, we spun again this time. So that last log that we had might have been that run, to be honest. It's hard to keep track of them when you don't keep track of them.
We got Russ lining him up.
So Russ lined me up, and it went a lot better this time. I left early again there too. You hear it? Doo-doo.
8:37.
See, it was only like 3 pops. I didn't want to spin again. So we were on the edge of like how much power we could throw with this track. And if you can't really see it, maybe when I move my tires, but like right here in the video, that's all bare concrete right there. And underneath this wheel is bare concrete. So we actually moved like 1.5 feet to the side of that. And we were like half on, half out of the groove. That was 8:37. So I should have a time slip for that one as well. Yeah, 8:37. At 164, you can see that we're creeping up to 4,000 foot DA, so we've already been pushing this turbo kind of hard, and we know that it's starting to blow a little bit more hot air and starting to get a little bit more drive pressure in it, like the exhaust back pressure. So really, if this number was lower, the turbo would work a little tiny bit better. It is what it is. We did go 130 to the 60 foot, which is a lot slower, and that reflects because we only did like the doo-doo on the two-step and we didn't leave on a lot of boost. 139 to the 8th, which is, this was like a little bit less than our personal best, but it was still like a consistent backup our personal best at 833 at the time. So we'll close that out. And I believe this is the run right here. Yeah, you can see that we barely left on any boost. So right there, looks like we left on 5.8 again. Got to trail that pro mod that was there. So we did end up, my last 2 runs, we actually did go straight behind the pro mod. Off the trans brake. And you can see once again, once we're climbing up 1 second in, we're still only at 17 pounds of boost. So this was basically identical to our other run that we let off early, that was in 833 at 165. The only difference being the DA. It was 2,500 feet in the other one, and this one was 4,000 feet. So the air was a little bit shittier. Everything else was the same in the tune-up. It looks like it did hit the rev limiter a little bit here in second gear. Once again, if I had an air shifter, probably wouldn't have this problem. Looks like we are 7,800 RPM rev limiter. Right around 31 pounds of boost is where the turbo's happy. Dome pressure is still 40 PSI. And we finish it off with a 7,600 RPM. Now remember, we were watching our map, our manifold air temperature, and it was like 102 at the end of the other run. You can see now that the turbo is being a little more inefficient at the higher DA. 106 degrees Fahrenheit. Fuel pressure is still, it's whatever it is, because that's what it is. Our fuel pump sucks. And our voltage actually sucks too. Are you ever going to go on a race week? We did the Canadian race week, which was Miles of Mayhem. If the border ever opens up after all this craziness again, we'll probably do like a Rocky Mountain race week or a drag week or something like that. We'll try to. Johnny Longdong, or just raise the limiter to 9. Those hydraulic lifters would love it. They seem to like roll over around 8,200 RPM, I think. So I believe this is where like, okay, we're going to hold it on the line. We're going to throw more boost at it. And if it sticks, it sticks, I think.
What?
We didn't go another PR, but the DA from earlier to now is up another 1,500
Almost
feet.
same
So it went
outfit.
From 2,500 to 4,000. So now Nick's going to put a bunch on the dome, and let's just see what this turbo makes.
So what did that make that pass on the leave?
I definitely left a little bit early on the leave, I think.
Yeah, it left soft, but it hooked the track.
Right. So Tokyo getting the behind the scenes footage. That's the burnout. This is the run. I think we actually might have spun here.
On the dome to see if they can make up for the DA.
Okay, no. So that was the good run. So 24. But we did add a weight to the front.
So some tie, mechanics tie wire.
Oh yeah.
Hold the chain grips.
So that's like a 50-pound weight right here.
Counterweight now. Ross out here spinning wire
With side cuts.
with side cuts.
So
Proper
that-
tool for the job.
That was our,
Oh yeah.
that was trying to,
Side cut in there.
that was us trying to keep the front end down because we didn't know what else to do with the suspension. At that power level, we could get the rear end to hook, but the front end would try to come off the ground. Probably due to our weight distribution. A lot of guys nowadays will have a ton of weight in the front. They'll try. There was a weird transition probably, I don't know how many years ago it was, but everyone was like, weight in the back, weight in the back. We got to get the rear tires to stick. And then all of a sudden people were like, weight to the front, weight to the front. The front end's coming up. We can get the rear to plant by using the suspension. And yeah, so now everyone's trying to put the weight in the front. So then we end up doing this.
Put 20 more pounds on the dome to see if they can make up for the DA.
This is 60 pounds dome pressure versus 40 pounds dome pressure.
That's on the pass. 115,
Ooh,
167. Woo!
He's a little bit happier this time. So I actually do have the time slip for this. I did see it when I was looking for other time slips. It's right here. 814. We actually did a 1-2-3 60 foot, which is our best 60 foot ever. And 5-2-3 to the 8th, which is our previous best was 5-3-2 to the 8th. So we didn't actually go that much mile an hour faster. I think our fastest mile an hour was 134 or 133. We went 136, so we did make it up all in the 60 foot here. Can I put my taco on your dome? Aggressive. Jeez. I got a creepy stalker in chat here. That was 708, 755. No. There's our run, boys. That's it. You can see that we held it a lot longer on the boost builder. I dropped the RPM by a little bit to keep the front end, like, to keep it from spinning. I wanted to keep the same amount of boost, but I wanted to drop the RPM slightly. So it looks like I put 41, or I think it was 4080. That's what I made the RPM. And we launched on 9.1 pounds of boost. So this is how we analyze it every time we come back to the pits too. We pull the data, start cooling down the car, and then we decide collectively as a team race team, what we're going to do with the tune-up. So we left the same boost ramp in, which is like 1 second. All our boost ramps are like 1 second. And instead of 40 pounds on the dome, going from 6 to 40, we went from 6 to 60. So at 1 second, let's see if it picks up any faster. 22 pounds. So we actually, because we left on 9 pounds on the brake instead of 5, we at 1 second we went from 5 to 17. Instead, we went from 9 to 22. So you can see how important it is to leave on the line with as much boost as you can versus the RPM. So 22 pounds. And then by the end of first gear, because we're asking for tons of dome pressure, there's our 60 pounds dome pressure. We got 34 pounds. And almost by second gear, shifting early again, 7,400, 35 pounds of boost at 60 pounds dome pressure. Still 17 degrees of timing. But one thing you have to keep in mind now is that the turbo, we're going to be spinning it a lot harder than it wanted to be spun. And watch our intake air temperature creep up here on the big end. 92, 93, 94, 95. Remember, our previous high was 106. There's the bump in the track at 6 seconds. It's been consistent the whole time at 6 seconds-ish. Well, right around... It's at a consistent distance in the track, and the faster I get there, but it's right around 6 seconds at the speeds I'm going. There's our 106 intake air temp, and we are only 6 seconds into the run out of 8. 36.5 pounds of boost. Oh boy. 112, 113, 114, 116. So you can see that we are definitely pushing a little bit more hot air. 120 at 36.7 pounds of boost. So it looks like we averaged right around 36 pounds of boost to go 814. What I should add to this is coolant temperature, because I believe at this boost level, we were starting to put some pressure on our ARP head bolts. They are not head studs. So a head stud is, a stud. And then you put the nut on top, and it's more consistent because you put the bolt into the block first, and then you tighten down the nut on the thread. With a head bolt, you actually thread the whole bolt into the block, and the block, it's not as good as the head stud, and it's about the third of a price, and it'll hold 1,000 horsepower fine, which was the original goal of the motor, just to make 1,000 horsepower. Actually, I think my original turbo was like a 78, 75 cast wheel, which would have only done 750 horsepower. Then we jumped up to an 80 mil VS Racing, and then an 88 mil VS Racing, and now an 88 mil True turbos. So you can see how we snowballed past the limits of our head bolts. So if I just go to Kyle's cock here, edit views, coolant temperature sensor. We'll add that to our... Okay. You can see 210. So usually my car only gets to about 190 at the top of the quarter mile. But you can see after we... Oh, no. Why did I do that? Oh. You can see after we let out of it, if we keep going and keep tracking our coolant temperature sensor, this is absolutely abnormal for this car to see over 220. And if we keep going, you can see that it creeped up to 230, 231, 232, 233. So I believe what happened is we kind of lifted ahead or got some compression into the coolant passage in the motor. And it pushed water out, which you'll see in the next pass because I actually spun a little bit. But this is completely abnormal for this car. So I knew something was wrong because this is at the top end of the racetrack. I looked down and my coolant temperature is like 240 something. But I couldn't not drive it back to the pits. So yeah, 240 coolant temp. I don't know if it's got air in the system now because we pushed coolant out of it, or it's because we lifted the head. Honestly, who thought the motor would last this long? This is very true, John. Nobody expected this motor to last this long. I didn't think I was ever going to go 5.5s with this motor, let alone 5.4s, 5.3s, and 5.2s. Oh, Tokyo wants voltage too. Is it battery voltage? I believe it's already a selected one, just in a different thing. So it probably has a check mark next to it. Maybe. Where is it? Oh, battery. 13.2 volts. So we didn't throw the belt on this one. 13, like, I feel like our fuel pump would act a little bit better if we got the actual 14 volts out of our alternator. It definitely wasn't our fans. The fans were definitely on. I believe we did pressurize the cooling system. I feel like we did push some out of the cooling system, got some air bubbles in it, and maybe put some air in the motor. Anyways, if we do... Oh, I think I closed the track day one. So I believe if we go into here... I believe I say something like this.
Daddy Cal just fire down. We got one more run for the day.
So we're trying to cool it down because it got
Where's it going
super
this time,
hot.
Kyle?
To the moon, that's it.
But if you listen to the motor here, it doesn't sound happy at all. Like it just shut off on me. And I had to keep... And it shut off again right here.
Shutting off on it for some reason.
So when I did a compression test the other day, I won't tell you the results yet, but some of them are low. See when I pedaled it right there? Right there? That's because I was actually spinning. So when we got to the pits, my coolant overflow catch can is right behind my front wheel. So if I can find a video of... Oh, wait, I should probably play the whole thing. Oops.
844, 163 with a little pedal.
844, 163. I do have a time slip for this one as well. Right here. 1, 2, 3 to the 60 foot again, so it wasn't down on power at the 60 foot. 5, 4, 3 to the 8. It was definitely down on power to the 8, but I think that's because I pedaled it. And then 8, 4 at 163. So we're roughly around the same thing. We backed up the engine again. Like, it was definitely, like, hurt. But if I open this up right here, find something in the engine bay.
Daddy Cal, let's go with the keyboard.
So if we stop right here, this is my coolant, like my pressurized cap. So both my coolant hoses go in here from the motor, and then down from the bottom goes to the radiator. But the overflow is actually right behind this. And once the overflow is full, it just dumps out. And I believe it was dumping out of the overflow because it was full when we came back to the pits. And it was actually leaking down behind the rear tire and on the passenger side here. Oh, I guess there's only 15 people, but other people are going to watch this after too. If they make it this far, I guess you've deserved it. I will be making a video on it, but 5 cylinders were down to like 120 to 125 compression. 1 was at 150, and then 2 were at 175. So I don't know if it's a gasket issue or if it's a bending rod issue. This is going to be the last. That was the last one of the season, so we can pull this motor out, kind of look it over. If we have to replace 5 rods in it, we'll replace 5 rods. Get new head gaskets for it, bolt it back down, put it on the shelf, and have it as a backup motor again for next year, because really this thing came in clutch this year for continuing on our season. I don't know what I would have done if we didn't have this motor when our built motor let go. So it's good to have a backup motor because you can still have fun. We went 5.2s. And if we put a bigger turbo on it, I bet we could have went even faster without bending the rods. So we get to open our final data log, which is this one, I think. Yeah. So if you look right here, this is me trying to keep the motor running by like wide open throttle and holding the throttle. You can see how sporadic my throttle operation has been the whole time. We really let it eat on the two-step again. Trans brake off. 9 pounds of boost, 3,900 RPM. Zero it out. Let me get some water. Oh, yeah, if you watched Virginia's stream last night, we talked about it on there, too. So, once again, we'll go to 1 second just to see how fast our boost ramp is. 1 second in, 23 pounds of boost again. Same thing, 9 to 23, about 1 second. 5 to 17, about 1 second. Our coolant temp is already 200, so something is definitely messed up there because it doesn't even get to 200 normally. Like the most I see driving around is 200. Hit the rev limiter in first gear. Stupid ass Kyle. And then right here, this is where it spun on me, so I had to let out of the throttle. Right around, yeah, 3 seconds in. So almost to the 330 foot. And then back in the throttle. This is where the weird part happens because we commanded 70 or 80 pounds on the dome. You can see right here, 80 pounds on the dome. And I don't know why it's commanding different the whole way through. Maybe it's our PID system because that was 85 and then 74. It might be just our PID system messing up, but you can see 39.3 pounds of boost for 39.5, 39.7. This is end of second gear. You can see our coolant temp is already 206. Intake air is 104. And these are the things you just look for when you seeing how hot the turbo gets. There's the bump in the track again. This time it's at 6.1 instead of 5.9. So you can tell we're already slower by where the bump is in the track. But yeah, the main purpose of Look, I would have been happy at 8.3, 8.2. I feel like we could have did an 8.2 on 30 pounds of boost as well, with a good 60 foot. But the whole reason behind pushing this motor as hard as we did at the track was we needed to test these True North turbos. We know that they work. We just didn't have the hard numbers on them that they work. And now we've shown you that an 88 millimeter S400 frame at 4,000 feet on a stock 5.3 can go 8.1. Like, what more proof do you need that they work? What more proof do you need that they work? How many amp or alternator are you run? I don't remember which one it is. I think it might be like a 105 or 135. But the thing is, we don't have any signal going to it. So it's just in limp mode right now. It's only making 13 point whatever volts. 7 seconds in. Our intake air temp 121. Way more than before. On like 3 more pounds of boost is just creating a little bit more heat. And truth be told, at 36 pounds of boost, I think we were at like 7 degrees of timing. So 38 pounds at 16 degrees of timing, that might be the same horsepower. You might be at the point of diminishing returns here. Our coolant temp is creeping up, 220. Looks like 39 pounds of boost is where we ended. So the average boost for that run was right around 38, 38 and a half, something like that. Intake air temperature at the end, 133. That's the most I've ever seen on this setup. And our fuel pressure at 39 pounds of boost, 45 PSI. Not happy. So our fuel pump cannot really keep up at this power number. I'm going to have to do something about our fuel pump next year. The fact that it's at 12.8 volts might be the issue. Had this been 14.5 volts, maybe our fuel pressure would be a lot better, which it wants to be at. But if we continue on the same trajectory as we did in the last run, you can see that our coolant temperature is just steadily spiking, which led me to believe that there's something wrong with this motor. Once I get to the end of the track and make the turn off into the return road, it actually cut out on me. So right here, the engine is dead. Stall. 245 coolant temp. And I was like, okay, this motor's done anyways. I'm just going to drive it back. So fire it up again. Just drive it back. And you can see that when we are not under boost anymore, look at our coolant temperature sensor now. So 243 right here. Not under boost, not pressurizing the cooling system. And it's actually cooling itself down now. Tokyo wants to know what the injector duty cycle is on our run. So we'll get here. Where would it be? Oh, duty cycle's right there. Oh, it's just injector pulse width? I thought I clicked duty cycle. Where'd that just go? Oh, 96% on the fuel injectors. Yes, the sensor is on the driver's side, Andy. Yeah, those are 2000 cc fuel injectors. Oh, look, 100% duty cycle. That's probably why it's so lean right here. Yeah, 100% duty cycle on the fuel injectors. Good catch there, Tokyo. Closed loop hero, yep. I am the closed loop. We're getting shirts made, and it's gonna be closed loop hero because Holly take the wheel, baby. True. I just feel like there's a lot of drain on it, considering the fuel pump, water pump, intercooler is all pulling on it, plus everything else. Yeah, if I was smart, under wide open throttle, I would get my cooling fans to turn off. But they're not. They're only set up on a switch. But if I got the cooling fans to turn off, it would help because at 160 miles an hour, wide open throttle, the cooling fans don't need to be on anyways. They're actually 2200 cc injectors, Tokyo. Oops. On gasoline. But yeah, that was basically us breaking. That's how we broke it down at the track, and that's how we go about it. We did send some videos off to Adele, and he helped us figure out some of the suspension work. So we did make some minor adjustments to the shocks in the back and the front, and we added that weight in the front. And then the car drove back in the trailer. Even though it's down on compression on some cylinders, it still drove. What up, son? But I also feel like if we had the alternator charging at full voltage, it would work a lot better as well. How are you and family? The kiddos are at school, and Gina's in there, I think, flicking her bean at the computer. I don't know what she's doing. I wonder. I wonder if we can do this right now. You can't do it. Okay, what about this one? Okay, let's try something different. I'm trying to do a video call. Won't let me do a video call. That's sad. See, I was trying to do a video call with Gina just now. It didn't work. If you go Holly expansion module for more inputs, outputs, put your fan on the Holly so you can tell it turn on and off over a certain RPM. See, I could do that. Yep. She's warming up her taco. So yeah. I actually have to go to work tonight. It's kind of sad. Man's got to eat. Tacos do sound really good. Remember the OG Boosted Lifestyle intro video? Welcome to the worst channel on YouTube. I remember that one. I wonder if we could find that, to be honest. Oh, look, I'm live. Analyzing the hard data, the real truths. Oh, ATK did behind the scenes video, by the way, if you guys haven't seen that. I think she did a reaction video on our latest one, too.
Down.
Oops.
Every day, basically.
I'm carrying medkits.
Do you guys
That's
I
Danny
like
DD
it.
Speed Shop.
Thank you.
Campfire?
I'm glad you do. I mean, we try and keep it chill. Like I said, I play Fortnite almost every day. I do not take myself too seriously. I am trash at this game, and in general,
true.
I am trash at life as well. But that's fine. We all having fun. We all laughing. That's all that matters, you know? Cat jam.
I'm having no fun, and I'm not laughing.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, you're not laughing. You're wheezing then, because that's basically what was happening.
Shooting me.
But that's cool. You get to play with your dad, though. My dad and I used to play Super Mario. I don't call it Mario or Mario. It's
It's a Mario. So the one Tokyo is talking about, where would that be? Oh, remember this? 2 years ago we went 8s, finally.
Limitless confidence with available intelligent around view.
We're here. Your first time to the track, isn't it?
First time to the track with Gina.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I've never been here before.
Ever.
Ever. Never.
That was Eric. Wow, the Supra just sounds so slow.
Put her at friends.
Look at my baby face.
Log.
Pretty well, same 60 foot. Nice.
As far as
Down
I
on
know,
power a bit. Yeah.
951 is the best it's gone, isn't it?
Yeah. It's best CT, but it's definitely not his best mile per
No,
hour.
it's got 150
he's
mile
down,
an hour.
He's down quite a bit, mile per hour.
Not do a
Who taught who how to do smokers, Gina? Look at that. So just watching this now, I realize that we could leave on like that car properly set up. We could have left on way more power than that.
Stumbled there on the 2-3. 897! Yeah.
Look how happy we are doing 897. And then that was 2 years ago. And like I believe no, not that one. Where was the one? I just like I did a wheelie and I let out of it. What? Why do I have so much difficulty finding stuff now? It might be this one. Did it? No. Anyways. Oh, I can get the time slip. Like this. So, in this video, like, look how stoked we were doing 8.9s.
Stumbled there on the 2-3. 897! Yeah.
And now we do 8.97 at 117, letting out at like 6 seconds. Like I'd be horribly upset with an 8.9 nowadays. Now you guys are miserable doing 8. Which car was more enjoyable to drive wrench on? I feel like the Supra, because I had bought a lot of really nice parts for it, I didn't want to do anything myself on it. So it was like too nice for me to learn how to do anything on. And this Mustang, I really just didn't give a shit. So the Mustang is way more fun to work on for me because I built everything on it, where the Supra I paid for a lot of stuff on it. I could have built 2 Mustangs for what I put into the Supra, I think. I guess Stock Bottom End's 2J record.
Yes!
Actually, I kind of missed that dash. That dash was nice. Also, the Mustang drives way better than the Supra did, too. 134 60 foot with a 4-link suspension. We were trash, man. 120 mile an hour in the 8th. We're doing 136 now. 5.7 though. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all. 5.7 in the 8th. It took us a while to do 5.5 in the 8th with the Mustang. I believe for a while 5.51 was our best in the 8th, and I was like, dang, I'm moving. I didn't realize the Super did a 5.7 at 120. And then, yeah, 8.9 at 154. So the mile an hour there was... The mile an hour in this car is there to go 850. You just needed to get the power in faster, because if you see... Even though we did a 1.3 60 foot, watch how long it takes after the 60 foot for the boost to come in. So that's the 60 foot right there. That's the 1.3 on the 60 foot. But the boost still isn't even in this car yet. It's only in like right there. So remember where I said if we can go from 9 pounds to 23 pounds in 1 second, or from 5 pounds to 17 pounds in 1 second? Well, this car was like 2 seconds to do that amount of boost threshold. It was just so much lazier, and we didn't leave on enough boost. The other problem with this Supra was the converter was super, super wrong for the car. It was way too tight. We had to use nitrous to even get it to go anywhere. But this isn't what we were looking for. We were looking for that stupid intro. Look at all these good... We got to do something with more turbos again, I think. People really like the multiple turbo things. Like right here. 4 Turbo Civic. That did well. Where would it be? What turbo was on that thing? It was a Borg Warner SXE 7687. Where would that intro be? I feel like it was in the Supra videos, maybe.
You in position yet?
Working on it.
That wasn't it. The Mick.
Alright, so I've been such a total lazy ass lately that I haven't done much with the car, but today...
Dang, that's a long time.
What's going on, guys? Another day in the garage.
That was my ex. It's on, oh, the Mach. This one, apparently.
4:09 a.m. We ball out hard. Let's go.
to make sure you want to win this awesome.
Damn, look how much room you had in your garage back then. Yeah, we're back 5 years in videos now. Like, look how nice the Supra engine was.
Sup, boys?
This little bung probably isn't the best. Remember when we put nitrous on the stock motor?
40
And we blew the air filter off it?
40 and 21.
Is it plugging? Yeah.
Tucked in between the back seats.
And we're gonna try that instead.
Look how tiny I was.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. You hear that bang?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we lost a gear though. You hear that?
Over. Road.
Backfired on us.
Really burnt electronics or burning something.
Yeah, that's gonna start fire anytime.
I can't. Should we try and? Then it was like, ah!
That was our nitrous backfire air filter right there.
Throw it in the snow.
No, 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 not yet. Let me hold. No, no, let it on fire.
Oh, damn. Tokyo's your favorite? I mean, Tokyo's my favorite too sometimes. Dang. 7 months ago is when I joined Black Sheep. Wow, the eBay turbo motorcycle looks 60,000 views, Tokyo. We've been meaning to do some tuning on that too. I don't know, I'm reminiscing about the old times. Dang, look how hot Gina is. Look at the Gina views. 156, 36, 70. Dang. Gina views do good. Wow, 400,000. Oh, look at the time my wheel fell off. Oh, shit. Anyways, I think that's it. I'm probably going to edit a video that I did in the garage with Sully. Where's my camera at? I can plug that in. So I did do a compression test. Sully helped me do it. Oh my, look at all this stuff on this camera. Oh my god. This is funny. Watch this.
Can I tell you something?
What?
Do you want to see
Some real speed? Okay. I didn't tell him to say that. He scripted that all by himself.
So deep. What's up for this one?
He made me a spark plug holder.
Are so deep. That's a big number. Kyle.
Yeah. It's one of our spark plugs right here. Look.
He's my little
So
cameraman.
this is number 1. So it goes right in the number 1 hole. Just so we can keep track of it.
30-gallon
This one's
slip
actually
tank.
gonna be number
Dang.
3. So that last pass we hit.
Yeah, this is still footage from the track and everything too.
See? Now the red light's on.
There
He's like, "Can I show you guys my mom's car?"
I'm done.
Okay, this one's number 4. 4.
Look. 2 left. No, no. Taking
This.
We're doing compression tests. But this is what I have to edit up next.
Here. Spark plug. 4 or 5.
I'm trying to find the spot where he was all like, "Can I show them my mom's car?"
It's mine. A little helper.
Wait, what?
Hello. Hi, Gina.
See? Now the red light's on.
Make
Get your little pocket helmet on.
Oh, you're going to the gym? Show
And
me
we
titties.
actually still have power windows. These are functional. I like to use them at the racetrack. They
Ooh.
did weigh.
I guess I didn't get it. Anyways, I'm going to get off now. I'm going to get something to eat, and then I have to get ready for the gym, but I also have to work night shifts tonight. I'm probably going to edit a video so I can upload it again tomorrow. Yeah. I guess all you guys should subscribe to the channel because you see me live right now, but cool hanging out. If you guys like it and want me to do more live videos, let me know. I'll probably do them on this channel, channel 2. But yeah,